Okay, welcome back to Radio IT. This is our first video podcast and we're really excited. Volume 2, Episode 1, right here from Warsaw, Poland. Brought to you by Warsaw JS. I'm here with some of our amazing cast. Roberto Andrade, yeah, and Luisa in the background. Show them face to Luisa, can we see you? And we're going to bring you some of the most interesting new music from emerging and independent artists. Roberto is our curator. He's going to bring you some great playlists this time. And also we have 2 very interesting interviews with some of the most magnetic personalities that we could find in Warsaw this time. We have a Michał Warda who works for El Passion, which is a software development company building all different types of technology from simple websites to very, very complex, multinational, complicated platforms. And we have Ayoub Houmanna, who is one of the most special, spiritual, healing musicians that I've met in my life. So stay tuned, and we hope you'll enjoy this. By the way, I'm Barry Salone, the voice of Radio IT. Radio IT. We're back, and really lucky to have today a guest with us, Michał Warda. From El Passion, which is a software. No, you didn't say you're a software house. What are you again?
Software house, digital agency.
Digital agency. It sounds so much better to me. I don't know why. Located here in Warsaw.
Yeah.
And as I told everyone before, in the United States and abroad, really we're at the technological edge here, at the forefront of development and technology here, not off the edge of the planet, as some people like to think. So, Michał, skąd jesteś? Where are you from originally?
It's gonna be a boring answer. I'm
just the name of the town.
Warsaw, Poland.
You're from Warsaw?
Yeah, I'm from Warsaw.
Oh, we can't say it's boring because we just said Warsaw is exciting. So.
No, sorry. Like, many people come to Warsaw from all around the world.
It's true, myself included.
Yeah, exactly. So me saying I'm from Warsaw, it's yeah.
And our viewers and listeners might be interested in knowing, and I'm sure Louisa is thinking of this question too, why is your English accent so good?
It's because in the 90s, I've watched a lot of Cartoon Network. It was the first when we were out of the.
Weren't you born in the 90s?
I was born in the 90s,
oh and I was only kidding. You really were born in the.
yeah.
Okay.
Born in the 90s, and in the 90s, the only source of.
Laughter, entertainment, sunlight.
And exactly, was Cartoon Network, and the first version of it was not translated, so we had all of the original.
Wow. I remember Cow and Chicken when I got here in 97.
Cow and Chicken.
Weasel. Weasel. I am Weasel.
I am Weasel, exactly.
No. Well, your accent is almost undetectable. I could almost be convinced that you had lived in the States for a while.
No.
So I was going to ask what brought you to Warsaw, and now I don't have to ask that question. So let's skip to what made you get into software development.
Okay. Essentially, I was studying economics. I was studying economics,
yeah.
and I picked the specialization of how was it called? I think it was.
You don't even remember, so it couldn't have been that exciting.
Informatics and econometry.
Okay.
And I really liked the informatics part, and I hated the econometry part. So econometry. It's a lot of maths with
Shivers.
A lot of lines.
Exactly the opposite. Okay.
So I've really focused on the informatics part, and I really liked it. So I went to a meeting, a conference where there were a lot of informatics.
Yes.
And I met some cool people there.
And they helped you out.
And they helped me.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Phew. Okay. So I understand this El Passion, you're not exactly a founding member. However, you've been working there for a really long time.
Yeah.
And so what was it about El Passion that brought you there? Or what is the idea?
Okay. So especially fun.
Okay.
Maybe. So El Passion for me was a company that I went to a conference again where I saw the presentation by the previous CEO of El Passion, and I really loved the presentation. So I walked up to him.
Do you remember what the presentation was about?
Yes, it was about Ruby programming language, and it was he had a very fun presentation. From the whole conference, I really liked his presentation because it was so light. It was like it was aimed for young. Yeah, exactly. So I walked up to him and asked him about a few things that bothered me about it, and he said
about his presentation.
Yes. I wasn't sure. Ooh. I was very interested in it.
Okay.
So I walked up to him and asked him about it, and he said that if I want to check it out, I can always come to a recruitment process. So I did.
That's how it happened. Well, yeah. I met you. I think at a Warsaw JS
probably
conference meetup, something. To Louisa, do you recall? Do you remember meeting Michał before?
Not this month, but earlier.
But way earlier. I'm speaking about like last June. Or
2 years ago.
2 years ago, last
pre-pandemic on the Warsaw JS conference. How was the word? What's the word for the word? Warsaw JS has a conference.
It has a meetup, yes.
No, not only meetup.
Conference JS.
Conference JS. So
yes.
I was a speaker at conference. That's where we met.
I wasn't there.
You weren't there yet, I guess. No, this can't be pre-Louisa. Come on, Louisa.
It was pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm in shock. I don't know if I can continue the interview.
Yeah, because it feels like I'm here forever.
Yeah, it does. Ever since I can remember, I remember Louisa. How can I put this another way? So, El Passion, what do you guys do? What do you specialize in?
Okay, we build mostly web applications currently, also native applications for clients from smaller marketing websites, but we mostly specialize in bigger products, not huge products, but in the scale of, I don't know, up till a million users, let's say. This is our scale.
To mid-size.
Yeah, small to
mid-range.
Yes.
Mid-range products.
Yes.
I think it sounds
exactly.
good. You were talking a little bit earlier about challenges in terms of bringing new, younger people into the work that you do, the type of business that you do. And you said something about the shorter attention span or having to abbreviate everything, or what was that about?
Yeah, it's very hard to find good sources of knowledge for people that try to learn programming right now. Most of the people that try to learn programming are younger, so that's why it's also harder for younger people, because I don't know, like the SEO wars and targeting people through the social media that
I'm sorry, SEO, what is that?
Search engine optimization.
Thank
So essentially, if you were to open on the computer a search engine and type into it a question that you would have, the top result would probably be a blog by some company that mastered the SEO search engine optimization.
The algorithm.
The algorithm. And people already, so for programming, people hacked the algorithms. Maybe not hacked, but
I like the word hacked.
They hack the algorithms up to a point that it's very, very hard to find. If you're not willing to search on the second page or in a book or in a longer than 5-minute video, you're not going to hit the sweet spot of finding the cool knowledge, the important knowledge.
I kind of feel the same way about podcasting. This is our first video podcast, as you might know, and I'm really concerned about keeping those young people tuned in. Like, what will keep them from changing the channel, like in the first 3 minutes? Roberto, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, come on. It's like, trying to hold the attention of an audience with the attention span of, a flea or a mosquito is challenging these days because there's so many options out there. There's so many different channels. There's so many different types of programs. Luckily, we have Roberto, who is our musical curator, and he has amazing music. I hope you guys tune in to hear that and stick around. And we have just interesting guests such as yourself. So, presently, you're working at El Passion. You guys are developing some really, really, let's say, I hope, quality software.
Yeah, we try our best to do that.
And what's your what I'm going to call this? Your special thing. What is it? What do they call that? There's also a abbreviation for that. Your unique selling point. Oh, your USP. What is that?
Our unique selling point is definitely the fact that we work very close to the client. So
meaning
there are
like this?
No, not like that.
Okay.
There are a lot of challenges that people try to solve.
Sure.
Sometimes even a client that has the best ideas does not, or the best he's trying to really make his world a better place.
Sure.
So solve his company's challenges. Then even though he tries to do that, he's sometimes not sure how to do that. And you can be a company that says, okay, I know how to do everything, and we're gonna do it for, I don't know, 100K, and
X amount of euros.
Yeah, X amount of euros, and come to us and we'll do it. Or you can be a company that says, okay, I feel like you're the.
I understand.
I'm not sure if I understand you.
I like
so let's talk more. Come to us, show us. We'll come to you. We'll try to see, for example, that your clothing company has a problem, and what is the exact problem. We'll try to solve it with you, and we'll come to you. We'll try to understand it, and then we can tell you, okay, this is possibly the best solution that we're trying to achieve. This is the possibly cheapest one that you can afford, and we'll try to
the cheapest one. Roberto, you like that one, right?
Quality is always better than
No.
Like, but
yes,
it's very hard in the IT world. It's very hard because you can have
affordable,
the best,
inexpensive,
the cheapest that you can afford.
Inexpensive.
Inexpensive.
Yeah,
okay, maybe the wording, translations. But the important part.
Palabras.
Yes, but tomato. But the important part is that.
Pomidor popos.
The important part is that we know that we don't know everything, and we have to learn it.
I love that.
So,
after working in a pool, in a shark tank of programmers and developers for the past few years, the idea that you could even say that you don't know everything is so refreshing.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is nice to hear, because, there are a lot of very, I want to say, intellectually gifted types of people working in software, and they tend to rather know pretty much everything most of the time.
Okay,
and that's usually the approach. So it's nice to hear.
I'll say that I'm a programmer. I know programming, but if a client from, I don't know, let's say marketing company comes to me and he says, they say exactly, they want to build a product that will improve marketing for other people. I don't know everything about marketing.
So
I have to talk to them to understand it.
In New York, we used to say, if you don't know, then you better ask somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes?
Exactly.
It's really true.
So our unique selling point, going back to the question, is definitely understanding what is the problem and what is the challenge, and trying to come up with a best strategy for
like
the
good
challenge.
Communication.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
what it sounds like.
And
so, what are you excited about?
Tech excellence. So
is that some part of your slogan, or are you
no. I'm
Maybe,
not sure.
If that turns up in your commercials later, I'm going to be so mad.
No. Tech excellence from the point that I, as the CTO, I feel like there are a lot of challenges that you can also solve by being a good programmer.
Ooh, okay, you gave me a lot to do really quickly. CTO, what does that mean? Chief Technical Officer. What does that mean exactly, and briefly?
My role is to ensure that the whole company works in a way that scales. So essentially, if you have us around 60 people, you need to not only be able to work on one project, we work on multiple projects. And it's hard to scale the technical skills around many people. So my job is to ensure that those skills are shared, those skills are used.
Skills? I thought you were saying scales this whole time. Skills, of course. Skills.
Skills.
This is my ears.
That those
these headphones.
Those skills are shared, those skills are used across the company, and that every project...
Sharing skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew I liked you so much. I mean, that's really, really important.
That's the main goal. That's the main goal.
Very important.
Yeah.
So, what are you excited about for the future of technology and for yourself personally?
For myself personally, I really like the idea of again, sharing knowledge. So being able to talk on this podcast, for example, really excites me. And in the future, if I would be able to teach more people to program well, to understand that the core of building products is in the close to the client, as I said previously.
And
this
communication.
And communication. It's very, very. It's like. What makes me get up in the morning is like the fact that I know I will teach people how to do that. So in the future, I really would like to be able to scale it even further. Yeah.
I am pulling for you. I remember that you did give a presentation at Confront.js a couple of years ago, and I remember it was very, very effective, and you held the audience's attention and also provided them with actual useful information. So people who intend to do that and to share knowledge, I think in your field are rare, and who can do it effectively in an entertaining way. And so we wish you luck with that, and thanks a lot for being here for our podcast today. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a big hand, everybody. Yay, Roberto.
Thank you.
Woo. And Luis, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Also, it was very nice to be here.
Okay, all you tech heads, we promised you new music, and new music there will be. But first, let's hear a little bit from the pulse of Warsaw, the Blue Mantic.
Hey everybody, it's the Blue Mantic here with the latest updates on what's happening in Warsaw and globally in the tech and underground music world. Consider me your plug, the guy who knows what, when, where, and why. Information has a flow, and I know where it goes. In the heart of the city, I keep my finger on the pulse. Listen, the NFT market is a fast growing with over 200,000 people exchanging NFTs every month. The number of NFT companies are also on the rise, and the market is already worth over 20.44 billion, with the expecting to hit 200 billion by the mark of 2030. So here's some NFT trends that I want you to look forward to. First, information adaptation. Drug organizations and clinical associations require safe and reliable tools to gather and manage data. Of course, information that they deal with is confidential, and there's a high risk of it reaching unsafe hands. This doesn't only put the organization's reputation on the line, but it could also result in heavy fines. The problem can be solved with the help of NFTs, as they offer greater security and confidentiality. Listen to this, AI and NFTs. NFTs are manufactured and sold on multiple platforms, including OpenSea. With the increasing demand for these crypto tokens, it makes people millionaires. Even many big brands are now entering the market, with brands like Universal and Disney working on to convert their assets into NFTs. And this has given birth to a new use case, NFT. The metaverse and gaming. Metaverse is already a big brand, with major brands including Facebook, Apple, and Microsoft going towards the lion's shares of the market. Again, even some of the smaller names seem to be doing very well in this space. Not only do they produce metaverse-related software, but they also produce hardware, including these companies, to reach a wider audience. The gaming sector, of course, is a profitable place. There's many companies who have already been selling NFTs. For example, pets worth $12 and up to $100,000. So as you can see, it's making many people a lot of money. So listen here, there is one last thing I want to present. Fighting replicas. Replicas or fakes are sold everywhere, from brick and mortar stores to online stores, including Amazon and eBay. The industry is worth $464 trillion, and this has proven a challenge to address. While some buyers knowingly buy fakes, some are often scammed. So everyone, I want you to pay attention for the new year and the next coming quarter for NFTs and the metaverse, and stay tuned in. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can follow me at The Blue Mantic, TheBlumantic, on my Instagram. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Do Swirsenia.
Good day, everyone. We are back in the studio at Bakalarte Arte in Warsaw, and I'm really pleased to have in the studio with us. I'm just going to call him Junior. His real name is Ayoub Houmanna, and since the day we met, I've always called you Junior because I feel you have such a bright and young energy always. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me here. I'm very happy and pleased as well to be here. And I really love the fact that you call me Junior because I believe everybody got to keep the junior kid part inside of us because it's always bringing a lot of joy. And
it does. And I don't think that's any effort for you. It just comes naturally. And I just felt that immediately. What I understood, we met here in this place, in fact. This is why it's so great. You are a multi-instrumentalist and you're a musician. And where are you from? Tell us a little bit about your youth, your background.
Morocco, Northwest Africa. Yes, where the land of the Berbers and the nomads and the Tuaregs and the Arabic, Hispanic and...
Okay, a whole history lesson. Yes, Morocco.
So a lot of cultures, a lot of music, a lot of influences of music worldwide.
Sure. I feel that. And how, were you an artist always? Or you always been a creative person?
Yes, pretty much. Well, not always, I would say. I was playing music since I was very small with my mom, with my uncles.
That means always. Okay.
Yeah. And I started learning the guitar when I was 14.
Mm-hmm. And your main instrument is guitar? I saw you as a percussionist. I don't know why. In my mind, I just felt you as a percussionist.
Yes, I'm more rhythmical than melodical, even though I love melody and I love jazz and oriental scales and everything. Mm-hmm. But I am more rhythmical because of my mom. And also I play gimbri, which is bass, djembe at the same time, made out of intestines and neck of the camel skin. And
made out of the good stuff.
Made out of the good stuff, yes. And it's a very groovy instrument.
Yeah.
And I play guitar. In Poland, I play guitar. Mm-hmm. And I'm the leader of my band.
Is that a Gibson? What is that?
No, it's just Takamine. It's a modest one.
So yeah, this the guitar is what you make of it. So the brand is not important. The material the material that it's made of, however, is important. Is that correct? Sure.
It is.
Sure.
And I play bass, I play percussion. My main instrument now is vocals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said that a little bit earlier, which of course I found not shocking because I just I know that you can probably sing, you can probably tap dance and sing and do acrobatics and do a lot of things all at once. It just I wasn't like thinking about that being a part of the interview.
Yeah.
Tell me this, what brought you to Poland?
Adventures and seeking something very different and really totally outside my comfort zone. So.
Did you come here by invitation? Did you come here
I came here
for love, as some people do?
No, I came here looking for adventures. I came passing through here while I was doing adventures. I was backpacking for 3 years. Uh-huh. And I was playing music in the street and making my living out of it.
Backpacking for 3 years, playing music in the street. I'm looking at you, I see, honestly, a 17-year-old spirit. And the stories that you're telling sound like you've been like around the world and back in several times.
A little bit, yes. And I was doing internships and student stuff just to get the visa.
Sure.
Because the visa was always an issue.
Everybody knows that.
So I was doing that just to get the visa, and then I was doing my music, and I was doing internships. I was teaching French and English in high schools, in secondary schools.
Sure.
And guitar as well, bringing and showing up my culture. Yeah, and then I...
using all of your talents.
Yeah, showing all the magic I was brought up to.
And, yeah, it shows. It's definitely palpable. And so, since you've been here, from what I just heard, you've also had the opportunity they've had the opportunity to work with you, many different artists in this country. Is that true? Give me some examples.
Yeah, I worked with really cool and amazing artists from Poland, like Kaja, like Krzysztof Zalewski, like Perfect, like Wilki.
Wilki, okay, Perfect.
I worked, and it's always beautiful to share culture and to get to synergize all the music.
You talk about the energy. I love that. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing if you really live it, if it's really how you live. It's not something you do to earn money. There are reasons that we become. Yeah, you either live for it,
we live for
in my opinion, or you don't.
In Africa, we do the music every day. Every day we play the music outside with our family, with our friends. It's a very big part of life. And when you learn any instrument, you're not learning just the instrument. You are learning how to dance, how to make the instrument, and how to play the instrument and how to sing at the same time.
And the instrument is not just for your own pleasure, but it has effects also on your environment and people. And let's talk a little bit about that. So what is your style? You said something about medicine or healing.
My style is world music, which has mainly most influences of Africa, West Africa music. It's where a lot of good music went to America and went to Latin America.
It could be where all music came from, who knows?
Could be.
Yeah.
And my influence is world music, and I play Gnawa music as well from Morocco, which is a traditional music therapy that we have. And the word Gnawa means slaves, which is back in the time when the North Muslims with the Christians were trading slavery to the Americas. So some of them went to Americas and some of them stayed there, and they are called Gnawa.
And anytime after 1492, as I understand,
around that time, and we still have this music, and it's a big part of our culture, and we use it for medicine.
Same in America, and most of the most popular music, like let's say African American music, that comes back to Europe and throughout the world. The result is that the sound of it is so healing because you hear in the same music intense pain and intense joy all at once.
At the same time, exactly.
At the very same
with
time.
The trance, with the rhythm.
You can only express that if you've experienced it, and maybe it's not genetic memory, who knows. So how did these people find you? How did you get to work with such, let's say, influential people here in Poland?
You know, just being around the clubs. I was playing in clubs around Warsaw for 3 years. So when I settled in Poland and started to do different jobs meanwhile, talking about visa.
Settled.
Settled.
Families.
No, that came later.
Okay.
That came later. That came recent. That's recent. But before, I was here for 6 years before I had my family. So
much older than you appear. Yeah.
But I was yeah. And I was doing I was playing around the clubs with a lot of music, from blues, from jazz, from rock, from different kinds of music. And just, when you're being in the scene around and you get to see, who is this little Afro brownie guy?
This Junior guy. What is up with this Junior? Anybody ever heard of Junior? We still I haven't had the opportunity, but I'm absolutely committed to getting a chance to collaborate with you and just play live with you somewhere.
With pleasure.
I'm hopeful that will happen one of these days after you get finished with your, let's say, current world tour. So I hear you're planning to travel in the nearest future. Is that true?
Yes, I'm traveling now. Now I'm always now between Poland and Morocco because my music career started here. So I do have followers here that come to the gigs, and at the same time I have gigs in Morocco. So it is always a nice combination to be between here and there. And I have a retreat there where I'm building my studio. So I want to be more based in Morocco to play more of my original music, because a lot of 6/8 and a lot of rhythms. It's not easy to find drummers who can do those kind of grooves in here.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you say 6/8, you speak to my soul. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's what it is, and it's very, very true. So. You have your own. What did you say you have in Morocco? Because you said something about taking care of animals and raising them. Yeah.
I do have a retreat where I take people from Poland. So in the winter time, that's my job in Morocco. I take people climbing, surfing, taking them on the fat bikes in the desert, doing all the outdoor stuff, and then I make some little living from it. And what I want to say as well about the house, I built the house from busking. I built the entire house just from playing music in the street.
Just from playing music in the world?
Around Europe.
In the world?
In the world, yes, just going out.
Just from being yourself and sharing your musical inspiration in your spirit with people.
Yes.
It is contagious, I have to say, and in the best possible way. Tell me something about your present project, because we're going to try to play some of your music here, at least one piece. And have you decided which one that's going to be?
It can be Dla Polaków.
Dla Polaków, okay. It sounds a little corny. Why? What that means for the Polish people?
For the Polish people.
And tell me something about it.
I wrote the song in 2017 or 2018. And then it talks about love to some leaders in here, because everybody is giving them hate. while they're still promoting certain things against immigrants, in which I had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to give some love instead of
Well,
hate with the music.
Listen, we can't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with water. Is that correct? That's at least as far as
Exactly.
I know. I think that's a beautiful thing. And about your travels and your world tour, because I keep forgetting this is visual. We're actually on camera. Okay. About this world tour, you said that you're traveling to a few places, and eventually you're landing back in Poland for a festival, which is on August 13th.
African Beats, August 13th and 12th as well of August, which is
That's
bringing
12th and 13th in English, not 13th and 12th. Yes.
which is bringing a big African world music stars. There's gonna be about 12 bands. It's 2 days. There's gonna be meditation, yoga, fire, dance classes, vocal classes. I'll be doing there's gonna be cinema about some documentaries of travelers in Africa. There's gonna be a great celebration and festive place to celebrate Africa and peace and love and unity and tolerance to all the people here in Poland.
Have you ever heard of this guy named Warda?
Maya, no.
He's a YouTuber who is promoting, let's say, unity between Africans. And I found his channel. We're going to share it in the link. His channel. And the thing that's so beautiful about this little guy, he's like Little Ghana Boy or Ghana Baby or something. Everything he does is about trying to reconnect the countries on the continent of Africa.
Yes.
Because we have become so divided.
Yes.
I get a very similar vibe from you, and I felt it immediately. And it's awesome to be really in the presence of such a spirit.
Yes, because Africa, it has always been like the very beautiful and very rich thing that everybody wanted to take something from, especially when the colony came and they ripped us off.
The wealth
we
of
were
the
divided.
world is largely built on the richness of Africa.
Exactly.
the
That's
African
why it's the poorest continent in the world. But for me, it's still the richest continent in the world
Will
because
always be.
there is nothing that they couldn't take away, which is our spirit, and that's in the music, that's in the dance, that's in the culture.
Eventually,
and
it becomes the thing that they need again.
Exactly. So now it's starting to change again. I'm really happy to be living today and start to witness.
I'm happy to be a witness.
The roots of going back.
I'm happy to be a
Africa.
witness to your witnessing.
Yes. So in my music,
Yeah.
in my music, I do really sing a lot of tolerance and a lot of peace, a lot of things around me. I try to not go too far, but just the things that are around me: mountains, desert, good people, good food, just simplicity.
Good people. That's a very interesting thing that you're saying. Okay, speaking of good people, because we have to close this interview soon, I wish we could do like part 2 and 3. Maybe there will be someday.
And why not?
If you'll be kind enough to come back. This is a challenge, and this is very spontaneous, and I know this won't be a challenge for you. I never would do this with someone else. Say something very positive, the most positive thing about your experience here in Poland. And specifically...
most of it is positive.
Of course, most positive about your experience here, because I'll tell you why. Where I'm from, people are like, well, what's going on over there? Like, what do they do? Do you have this? Do you have that? Is there cable? You know, people are just so...
Yeah, exactly.
Have such misconceptions about what it could
The most
possibly
positive,
be. Yeah.
the most positive thing here that happens to me, I would put it in one word, which is being appreciated as different, and being given the love from the people that are standing with love.
That is a beautiful thing, and I'll say more. Even Polish people sometimes say, "Oh, to myśmy bardzo nietolerancyjni jesteśmy. We're so intolerant. Oh, you must meet a lot of racism." And they Polish people say this to me, and I go,
Trochę prawda, trochę tak, trochę nie, trochę tak.
That has not been my experience. I've been here for over
Yes.
25 years, which is almost as old as you are. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, almost.
Almost. And in my experience, there's been quite the opposite, as
You know,
say.
I met a friend of my friend from Sudan, 2 meters tall and black, and he said, if you are black in Poland, no
Aziz is not
problem.
from Sudan. No.
And he said, you're black in Poland, no problem.
Yes.
But if you're brown and you look like a Muslim in 2016, that's a big problem. And I know something about it.
I can tell you something. This is a very short story. The very first time I came to Poland, I was detained at the border, put into a room full of Muslims, and sent back to America. Now, this is the truth. All of my friends said, don't go back there. Don't go back. It's a sign. Like, it's a sign. Don't go back. And I said, you know what? Watch this. 3 days later, new passport, came back to Poland, and ever since I'm so glad it's one of the best.
And you know what,
decisions I ever
Barry?
met.
I'm so happy that you made that decision and you came back, because that's actually the same thing that keeps calling me to come back to Poland, which is always I say, oh, you know what? I'm gonna give it up, go back to my land. I have no racism problems. I do what I want and just be normal. But then at the same time, I say, what about these things that I stand for,
Yeah.
which is peace and tolerance and unity
Love.
and love? I have to come back here and share some of it.
You know what? And I'm so happy that I made that decision because of I wouldn't have met you and been in this room. Or Louisa, say something, Louisa. You're over there.
Yeah, I'm here and still listening.
Still listening. She's doing a lot more than that. And Beto, what did you think about this interview? Isn't this guy cool? Is he everything that I
Very
said?
interesting, very interesting. We have a really common roots. Maybe I'm not from Africa, but I'm from Mexico, so we have something in common.
Well,
We
eventually you
all
are
Colombians,
at some
yeah,
point.
yeah,
At
right.
some point you are. Trust me, I know it's in there.
Mexico.
And I want to say this, folks. Thank you very much for your presence,
Thank you,
first of
man.
all, and for making it. And I want you guys not to listen to this music. I want you to feel it, because my point is that I don't need to listen to music. I need to feel it. And I think that's what it's really for. Thank you very much. It's
Thank
been
you
a
very much,
blessing.
Barry. Blessing, man. Peace and love, brother. Thank you very much, guys, for doing this. And hope to see you another time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Kubeli bala, kubeli bala, والله يا bala. واغربوا براني وما عندي والي، وربي واليا والعالم ما بيا. واغربوا براني وما عندي والي، وربي واليا والعالم ما بيا. وزروا العربي مولاي محمد زين العمامة وعرس القيامة. وزروا العربي واغربوا براني وما عندي والي، وربي واليا والعالم ما بيا. وزروا العربي ومولاي محمد وما عندي والي. كوبالي بالا، كوبالي بالا، والله يا بالا. كوبالي بالا، كوبالي بالا، كوبالي بالا، والله يا بالا. كوبالي بالا. وزير العربي مولاي محمد وعرس القيامة عالم ما بيا. وربي وليا والعالم ما بيا. وزروا العربي والنبي المصطفى وابو عراقية وزير العمامة وعرس القيامة والعالم ما بيا. واضربوا براني واضربوا براني واضربوا براني واضربوا براني وما عندي والي.
الدنيا سلامة أخيرة.
Radio IT.